So basically, you guys, if you could follow my Twitter, Dominican Yogi, on Twitter, Dominican Yogi, you'll see that I received, or rather, I earned a Parsons School of Design and a New School University, which I'm under the impression they're the same school, just different branches. I got 2 degrees in the mail today. And to celebrate Disability Pride Month, I like to say that I'm schizophrenic, or I've been labeled schizoaffective in the past, but now my label is schizophrenia. And I don't say label like that in a bad way either, because in some sense you have to classify people. You just have to classify groupings, because it's like, I am. Look, I'm black, I'm white, I'm Asian, I'm Indian, I'm Arab, all that stuff, and like you do have to classify people. Like honestly, like if you're not classifying people, then you're not really taking account for the fact that they exist. Like you're not taking account for the fact that I have brown skin or like light brown skin. You're not taking account for that. Like if you're white, you're not taking account for the fact that you're white. But the thing is about that is like a lot of white people don't really have a lot of pride in themselves as being white, and I see that a lot. And it disheartens me a lot. It disheartens me because it's like, white people, just being born white is a great thing. And just like, I'm not gonna say like just like black and white and Asian people too, because it doesn't have to be always, when you say something good about white people, that you have to say something good about black people or Asian people. Like, what is that? Why does there always have to be that kind of dichotomy? And it's so aggravating and annoying just to say like I like white people, and then say but then you have to. It's always a societal norm to say like, but I like black people, but I like Asian people too, but I like Indian people, and it's like such bullshit. Like honestly, let me just say that I like white people. Like it's such a faux pas right now. It's like you can't say one thing good about white people, and like they kicked David Duke out of off Twitter, and the KKK off Twitter, and it's just like they're really good resources for white people that feel like disadvantaged. And I mean just like people with disabilities feel disadvantaged. And then so there's resources. There's resources like SSI and SSD, Social Security Disability, Social Security Income, and like so there's resources for us. And like as a group, as a subgroup of people with mental health disorders, and there should be a resource for people that are just white, that are suffering, that are disadvantaged, and just like there's resources for people that are black, like the United Negro College Fund. There should be resources for everybody. And like I'm not saying if you're rich, if you're wealthy, you don't really need these resources. But I mean, sometimes you do need these resources because like there's a lot of black magic going on. And like you people now, all of a sudden you probably think I'm like crazy right now, but it's actually true. Like there's a lot of black magic going on, and like if you don't understand it, then like you don't understand it, and like I don't, fuck you guys if you don't understand it. But like you read the Bible, which most people on this that are listening to this will never ever read ever, and you read the Quran. No one's gonna read the Quran anyways, because they're so like it's not prejudice. It's just they've been programmed not to want to read these things. And like you read the Bhagavad Gita, the Mahabharata, all these books, and the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. Most people that are listening to this, but most people in this world, especially, will never read these books. And that's the problem with society. Like, they comment on stupid things without knowing what the fuck they're talking about. Like, they say black cats are bad. Look, it's all this thing. It's all this like decorum where it's just like, oh, I have to follow blindly what society's dictating to me, and it's always such a like it's like a masterful work. But by the way, you know what it is? It's masterful. It's just masterful. It's so masterful, actually. It's masterful because it's like, honestly, like if you don't know what you're doing, then like take this for instance, like this air conditioner that I'm next to. Like, a lot of people may think that that their computers are bugged and they're hacked. They are hacked, and I'll tell you one thing, it's not just humans hacking you. Like, if first of all, if you're a celebrity, which I actually am a celebrity because I've been published at least 80 times in magazines, journals, reviews, and two of my books were published by an award-winning press. But if you're a celebrity, by the way, like, you're getting hacked a lot more than just normal people are. And people don't want to realize, people don't want to acknowledge the fact that, like, the reason why is just it's jealousy. The evil eye. People give them the evil eye, and then it makes it more prone to be like, oh, well, this person thinks he has everything. And, like, honestly, we don't really have everything that we need or desire. I mean, we do have, honestly, like, well, look, I don't have to do one thing. I have no student loan debt. I have no debt at all. I live a life of ease. And, like, just look at my room. Just look at my room. Like, just look at my room. Look at this. Look at all this stuff. Look at all this stuff. This stuff. This is what I have, and it's not just this stuff. Like, this stuff is like, people say, like, oh, it's just stuff. It's just material things. But material things, more often than not, are a reflection of who you are. So the more you buy, like, baggy pants that don't fit you, that's just a reflection of who you are. You're just trying to fit into these modalities that you don't belong in. You don't belong in these things. That's why. You try to buy, like, Versace watches. I actually don't think that's a wrong thing to do. But, like, because it's actually worth it. Think about it. Like, you buy a lot of Versace watches, you buy a lot of, like, diamonds. I'm talking about real diamonds, not zirconian. But, like, you buy diamonds, buy rubies. You buy really amazing things, like, that are really too expensive for your own living condition. Like, you'll see one day someone will walk around near you and say, like, hey, are you famous? Even if you're not famous, they'll say, like, hey, can I talk to you? Like, you have some sort of secret that I want. And, like, you become desirable to certain people because, like, in some sense you have something that they don't have, and maybe it's style, which is probably the case. Is a lot of it is style and like taste, but, like, that's why you see a lot of people, like, in African nations and, like, third world nations, like, in, like, Latin America, they always have their trucks. And they always have and in African countries, they're always smiling and they're showing their teeth, their white teeth. They're literally white as fuck. Their white teeth, they're showing the white teeth. You know why they do that? It's so they don't get the evil eye. And how do you avoid the evil eye besides one of these things? Look, check it out. Besides one of these things, how do you, or one of these things, by the way, like, see, it turned around. That's just spirits, man. That's just spirits. Look, check it out. How do you avoid the evil eye besides, like, buying those things, those warding off of evil eyes? How do you avoid jealousy? By being more successful. That's how you do it. It's honestly how you do it, by being more successful. And I'll leave you off with that. The more successful you are, the more you floss, which is like a slang term. And I don't like using slang term in public because I know how to speak English. I know how to speak Spanish fluently. And I know how to speak English fluently. Like, I'm a numerous award-winning author. I'm an award-winning published fine artist. I've shown at galleries, in New York City and in New York and Hudson Valley and Westchester. And, like, I'm a musician. I perform with Grammy winners and Grammy nominated artists. But, like, honestly, like, these things make people want to hate you more. But the thing is, you're more protected because people are interested in you. So it's, honestly, it's the fact is that some people want to hurt you. But, like, the more you talk about yourself, the more you'll find that other people, not the ones that are jealous of you, but the other people are just like, oh my God, they'll see you and they'll say, "You're a god to me. You're a god." Just like in that movie, Almost Famous, where the guy was like, "I'm a golden god. I'm a golden god." And like literally, he was a golden god at that moment. And like in the film, he was actually a golden god because he was like a fucking rock star. And like, if you're a rock star, if you're a rapper, you know, if you're an artist and you have any bit of an iota of talent, like, keep it up, keep it up. You know, just keep it up. If you're a writer and you haven't been published yet, or if you're an author and you have been published yet, if you're a writer, and which is the difference between a writer and an author has been published, a writer hasn't. If you're a writer and people say all the time, "Oh, you know, where are you published?" or like, "Wow, that's really good," and you actually believe them, even if you don't believe, well, actually, people don't just lie like that, but trust me. But like, if you actually believe them, that they've said that you're a really good writer, keep it up. Keep it up, actually. Because one day you'll be an author. One day you'll win awards in whatever your modality you're doing, and you'll never realize that sometimes these random people that you talk to, that you're showing your art to, and you're showing your writing to, and you're showing your music to, are actually just angels, and they're commenting on your things because they see the future. And you know, if you see a psychic, sometimes you don't even know that they're psychic because you haven't evolved or developed your psychic abilities. But some of these psychics see you and they say, "Oh, what are you doing?" You know, "Oh, I'm just drawing. Oh, I'm just writing my song." And they'll say, "Wow, this is so good. Can I hear more?" And they'll say, "Wow." And you know what they're doing? Getting sneak previews of your music and your art and your writing before you're famous, because they know you're gonna be famous. Okay, guys, fuck you. I love you. I hate you. Fuck you, niggers.